Greetings, I am Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And
let's play a game together.
I wanted to be like, let's stare at a brick wall together.
Hey, hooray! Yes,
Hooray!
because we have reached a chapter break. So just so you all know, we have beaten the previous chapter, and now we're moving on.
We're waiting to get the summary and see who likes us again.
That won't freaking matter
that we
at all.
can't actually date anybody. We actually have had very, very little time to be able to spend with anyone since the It's Do or Die.
Yeah.
And one thing that's occurred to me is like, so Iris we know is self-aware because she announces the game stuff to us. You've completed level 6, right?
Right.
And the thing that I've noticed is that there is a real dissonance between I'm talking to you, the player, and I'm talking to you, the character. But it is like, they encourage you to play a character experience if you, do the, basically the flavors, like the information turned on like we do. It's because they actually tell you you can't choose these things because of who you are, kind of thing.
Right.
So we're playing a character experience, but it's super weird to have her talking to us.
It's also, though, the thing is, doesn't make sense. They're expecting you to play yourself. Like, I hate to tell you, again, friend, you're always like, but why? And I'm like, because they want people to play them. They're not doing we're playing for a character experience.
But I can't play myself. They're not giving me options that I would do. In all cases.
To be honest.
Okay, alright, anyway.
You've cleared level 06 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you.
Yay!
Now, let's see your score. It
All
won't
right.
matter at all, but that's okay.
Oh my god, no one likes us very much anymore.
God.
We went through a depressive funk and no one likes us very much anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
God, your friends are so fickle.
Wow. You're a pretty basic person so far. Not bad. The only person who's left who really likes you is Percy. Also, you've scored 16,650 points. Woohoo! Shops in the volcano-devastated area of Pompeii bear the characteristics of a pizzeria. That's a neat, if a bit depressing, pizza fact just for you. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 07?
Nah, we're fine.
We're fine, honey.
Thanks.
We're fine. We're gonna go
Onward
to level 07.
Onward.
Let's do it.
Upward.
Yeah.
Goeth.
Nowhere to go but down.
Alright, nowhere to go but going.
Regret.
The thing is, like, I feel like the friendship isn't simulated very well because it does seem like all these guys are real flighty.
Yeah.
Going, I like you if you do something that specifically makes me like you. I don't maintain any like for you, and then I drop if you don't keep maintaining it.
Right?
Real quickly. And going like, dude, I have friends that I like just because I like them.
Yeah.
And people that I like just because I like who they are, not that they like do stuff that I specifically approve of towards me.
Right.
It's like you did something over there that I thought was super cool and had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Alright, it is the distant future of 20XX. And, for the first time, I'm entirely in control of my destiny. I'm no longer merely working in an arcade. Now, I'm working on my future. My future. Which admittedly still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future. You're kind of an arcade owner at this point, actually.
Yes.
Just so you know. I'll admit, it feels weird. I'd grown so used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me, that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Also, this game is using going with the flow way different than I'm familiar with, which is funny.
Yeah. Because
the people that I've known that have gone with the flow, while they're not always super successful, they're like extremely comfortable and like generally comfortable, and they're really low drama, and they usually like maintain jobs really well, and good stuff generally happens to them because people go, you're so chill and comfortable, you could vibe anytime,
right?
Because they just kind of go with the flow. They're not super reactive to anything.
Right.
Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive as we move into the era of Funtervention. And, well, honestly, I'm super anxious about it all. I want this to be perfect. I will make it so. Make it so.
Make it so.
Make it so.
Make it so, number one.
Make it so.
Yes.
It's going to be fine. It has to be. We are super anxious. Lies has demonstrated themselves to be anxious about all kinds of crap.
Sure, super anxious.
I'm nervous. Who wouldn't be? There's so much riding on the success of Funtervention. Not just a paycheck, but the hopes and dreams of all my friends. And potentially your financial security, depending on the nature of the loan you took out with Hamza. And whether or not he's like, I am actually doing this as now my own business venture, but with you on board as essentially a manager kind of thing.
An employee.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take all the risk and you're my employee.
And you'll run it for me, which is interesting. Yeah. On the other hand, he's doing half the venture of his own skills and stuff because of the restaurant.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting that he's just like that they don't deal with the finances of this at all.
Right.
I keep waiting for the universe to wake up and notice that I'm on a roll. If fickle fate could take away the Funplex, what could it do to Funtervention?
I mean...
Kill Hamza? They could murder Hamza.
Ooh, are we actually gonna get then into murder? Like, that's how, like, we're gonna be
This is gonna end up
now?
being one of those things of going into someone else takes the spot and they die, and
Right.
someone else, and then you know it's a murder mystery.
You're like, no, this is ridiculous.
I would be so sad if Hamza was murdered for an arcade, but also, like, that would make this game so intense.
Right?
No, he just died in his sleep, and then we're like, okay,
No,
okay,
no.
bro, no.
Whoa.
I know that's hardly a constructive attitude to have, but anxiety is rarely a logical thing. You can know the truth, while your nerves tell you something else entirely.
Aye.
That is a thing. You're like, I know I can do this. I have the skills. It will be fine. But what if?
What? Yeah.
Now all that's left is to get through opening day without incident. Oh, we are skipping way ahead.
Whoa.
Like, this could be a couple of months later, given, you know, setting up and training everyone, designing your business model, your company culture,
Yeah.
your employee, you know, orientation, everything, setting up your floor, getting his restaurant concept in order, getting all the food prepared, everything. Like, yeah, this is a couple months later.
Right. I'm also just like, I think one of the things that bothers me about like the friendship system now, as it seems to have become, because they're like, if you didn't do romance, you suck. But anyway, it's like, it kind of bugs me that everybody, like, the idea of going, we're now going to keep measuring and rating everyone, and it's like, and if you don't continue to appease the characters you like, they won't like you as much.
Yeah, and
I find that to be really, actually kind of, like, reinforcing some really tasteless, shitty behavior.
It's also weird for me, and I was going to actually sort of mention this back there, is this experience of that my friend has just mentioned, combined with the experience of they always talk about liking you for who you are, not what you do for or with them specifically. Like, even stuff over there or that happened in general, or that you just have this spark, this flame that's incredible. And I will have to say, based on people liking me and the fact that I can come out a little strongly, but also that's really just impresses the shit out of some people,
Right.
for whatever reason, you know, people's personal tastes.
Right.
I also offend a lot of people. The people who do like me usually are like, I don't care if I don't interact with you at all. And especially in like the workforce, they're like, I talked to you 6 months ago on this job and we worked in different departments, and they're like, hi, dude, Liz, how are you doing? God, it's so good to see you again.
Right.
And they're still super warm and friendly and interested in you, and you've done freaking nothing for them. Or they'll be like, you know, if it's like from a different department, they're like, God, I hear you're doing really good work over there. It's super cool, and that kind of thing.
Right.
And or the, hey, you know, you still want to hang out. Like, the thing is like, and that's the same thing for me. Like, even when I was actually in school, or when I was dealing with like a lot of my brother's friends who were in school, I didn't stop liking someone because they didn't show up and be cool in front of me. I usually was just like, I like them. So,
Right.
so the meter just going down because of lack of interaction is real basic to me. It doesn't simulate real friendship very well for me, or real interest in another person.
Right.
I've arrived early that morning. Shoot.
Oh, I thought you had already read it, so you were.
I know,
you made the move gesture forward.
I thought it was the
I'm
last
gonna
one.
throw things at you.
I arrived early that morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order.
How could you?
Everything.
Everything.
No, it's my fault. I did
Okay.
it. It's my fault.
Okay.
Plus,
Plus.
Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth at home after breakfast. Oh, you're eating breakfast now?
Oh.
Nice. So she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to be productive. I lovingly.
Okay.
She's shoving us lovingly.
Lovingly.
All right. Now I stood in awe of the building, the dream I poured my heart and soul into. I mean, in awe. You should have seen that building many, 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 many times by now. But I get that you could sort of be in awe of it on this day. It just feels a little off.
Yeah.
I would have loved to be there for some of the setup. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let the reality finally hit me, and then stepped into my destiny. We made it look the same?
Yes.
Like almost the same?
Yes.
Look at that wall. That's so great.
That's so
with
good.
the monitors.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a different entrance. That's good. Pushing open the doors to Funtervention, I was greeted by relative peace and quiet. Why would we use the same carpet though? It's so bad. Just the beeps and boops, and people moving about doing some last-minute preparations. I want to meet the cast of the restaurant too.
Right.
We travel a long and arduous road ever since the great Funtervention conspiracy. There we go, Funtervention conspiracy.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I love the big scoreboard there. It's just
Megalovania remix. Oh my god. You guys are gonna date yourselves anyway. It'd be
that's
great.
hilarious. Or date each other. Funtervention conspiracy.
Wait, Conspiracy.
Funtervention conspiracy. Ah, yes, Mr. Funtervention conspiracy.
Ooh.
Ooh. If anyone needs a new last name, Funtervention conspiracy is going to give everyone a headache to spell and sound awesome.
It will.
Just go for it. All right. Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with that all too familiar triangular roof.
Okay.
okay, I'm immediately stuck. Those things are not big enough for a full restaurant and an arcade.
Yeah, they're really
like,
not.
I know exactly what you're talking about. There is no way people are having eat-in restaurant there unless his version of restaurant means food counter. Which is fine, but like, whoa, that's tiny.
Wild.
Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Quirk is in our favor.
Okay, sure.
And I really couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor.
All right, that actually totally reminds me. So there is apparently an emergency center somewhere in the United States where it is a converted Pizza Hut.
An emergency medical center?
Medical center.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
And people were just like, oh my god! This person who took pictures of it was just like freaking out, going, holy shit, you guys! And I just thought it was great. I think I saw it on like TikTok.
Sometimes I love when buildings are repurposed that way, when they're built for a specific franchise and they're used for something else. I actually, one time saw a library in an old Wiener Schnitzel. So the Wiener Schnitzels are those ones that have the super peaked roof that goes almost down to the ground. They're just this giant triangle building.
Yes.
And it made a cool ass library.
Yeah. Yes, it would.
It did. It was cool. Anyway, without our financial benefactor. Hamza proved true to his word, fronting us as much money as we needed to make this happen. I hope also coordinating in what was happening, but now we've got a family restaurant and arcade to rival Deco's Palace. That's the problem I'm having. Okay, family restaurant means eat in.
Yes.
Family restaurant does not mean food counter, so your arcade should be about half this size, because this is the size of a Pizza Hut here.
Yeah, that's like all you got.
Like, that is it. There is no room for the restaurant in here with the size of those games. And believe me, I've been in numerous of those Pizza Hut buildings.
It actually
and like there's no room for the food as well.
I wonder if they were just planning on you were mostly going to go towards a barcade?
I don't know.
Or an arcade only.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Because I'm like, there wouldn't be room for a sit-down family restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I was imagining like a side-by-side concept where you have basically a opening between the two, but they're not the same space.
Right.
Because again, you do want to divide your food, but apparently they don't.
Right.
All right. Well, okay. It's very small compared to Deco's Palace, but quality over quantity. We went with a familiar layout. If it ain't broke and all that, to show that we still got the spirit and passion that made the Funplex great. And we kept access to their social media page.
Ha.
Yes! And moved everyone over aggressively with Iris's help from there, following the Funplex, over to Funtervention.
Yeah.
Because that would be an important
Which is
piece of
actually
marketing.
where I was kind of going like, why don't we just call ourselves, the Funplex again?
We totally could. Funplex has moved. Announcing, Funplex has moved. I thought about that too.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, but the thing is if you had all those players who had been there that long, people like Teo and stuff, there'd be a lot of people that'd be like, okay, so, but, and then you could be like, okay, here's the story of the actual owner, you know?
And they'd be like, whoa, conspiracy.
And who knows if Funplex is copyrighted to her as well.
That's true.
So you'd have to look into that. All right, we went with familiar layout. But it's not all a carbon copy. We got a few new additions that Francine would even be proud of. You should. We chose a different concept. A video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high-score leaderboards, which is great.
Yes.
Also, we got skee ball. Scooted into like this corner. We don't have a prize counter over there, sort of implied anymore.
Unless it's down
Well,
below.
see, the back door isn't here. It's over there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's a sneeze.
Huh.
But
No.
Red hammers.
I gotta sneeze, but I can't sneeze. It's fine.
None sneeze for you.
All right. We also repainted and did a general update on all the appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe. Also, with basically the 2-stall bathrooms that those places come with, you're gonna have a hard time supporting an arcade audience and a food audience.
Yeah.
If you're running both, rather than come to the arcade and you can have food, because it sounded like he wanted fully contained restaurant that you could visit by itself,
right,
and fully contained arcade, but also have access to both. Like, that was the concept I understood.
Right.
Naomi and Percy worked together to pick out games with a decidedly retro feel. Considering Deco's focus on tickety, gambling-ish games, this helps us stand out from the competition. She put in a lot of hard work restoring them, and truthfully, we've run into a lot of problems along the way, but watching her tirelessly working to perfect them is inspiring. Did she get to keep her Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing? Because it was in the back and would have already been scrapped, because I wanted to find out about that damn game.
Me too!
It's a football game! No, it's not! Poof.
It's just gone. It's fine. Ooh.
As for Queen Bee's experiment into advanced streamer support, well, I'm unsure of how this will pan out, but she's confident in it. Such confidence is contagious. She's invited a few big-name streamers to drop in on opening day, and you had big-name streamers here before, so they should know who you are. And again, I hope you're doing this well with social media and that your advertising is in place.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not focusing on branding, you still have to advertise. Pardon me. It's a little early. And broadcast. Okay, so and broadcast from our makeshift little studio that'll build up some buzz for the arcade far and wide. Wait, we have a separate studio for it? I thought we were just going to make it so you could stream from any of the games.
Yeah, me too. Unless this is basically just the initial start.
Could be. All of my decisions, all of my choices, made Funtervention what it is. So much labor and love went into this project from all of us, and now all that's left is to officially open these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I still want to do one last check on operations, just in case. The restaurant side of the equation proved to be very complicated. I'd go cross-eyed trying to parse the numbers of that side of the business. Yeah, input, output, basically cost and overhead for a restaurant is one of the more complicated things.
Yeah.
Because every single thing you buy is, to actually make your money, is all perishable.
Yeah.
And is going to be something that you need to get out, or you'll have to drop off, and you need to make the profit off of what you're selling.
Right.
Like, when I did a lemonade stand, and my dad's very business-oriented kind of thing, it was really you need to put your own money into this, and then you have to make that back first and set that aside before you're making any profit. And it's like, there's so many kids that I knew that would be like, I got stuff from my mom's kitchen that my parents bought, and now I'm making money. It's like, you're not making money yet until you've paid for the cups and the lemonade and, the water and stuff like that, and the markers for your sign.
I think I remember you doing that with a couple of your young relatives at one point,
I did,
too.
I
actually
also
thought it was pretty cool.
I encouraged them. I was like, okay, can you start a lemonade stand for what price? And we'll actually, talk about this. And it was kind of cool, actually. And then one of my young relatives had this amazing idea to do basically temporary tattoos with Sharpies. Because they had a set of Sharpies that they, and they're like, okay, so I could then have this as a bonus. And a lot of people would. Like, the parents would sit down and get, like, a Sharpie tattoo while, their kid was buying lemonade. It was really cute to see this thing while I was there, It was adorable.
Yeah,
All right.
It was a lot of fun.
Hopefully it wouldn't drive us to bankruptcy. I mean, if Hamza knows what he's doing and he's going to run that side, he just have to hold up his side of the deal.
Yeah.
Or the arcade wouldn't bankrupt the restaurant, or both at the same time.
Hark! The great Hamza sends his concern from his business partner.
Perfection.
Rest assured, lies scandal, that Hamza has seen to all that requires seeing to. Our delicacies shall ring true across taste buds across the city. So much me saying across. Good job. Our delicacies shall ring true across. No, you say across a lot. I was like, dang, that's a lot of across.
It is across. It's okay.
Too many across.
I say also, I'm just like,
Jesus hanging up there.
We should be allowed to get to know Hamza better.
Yes.
To be honest, especially if we're going to work with him and find out if this is performative or not.
Right?
That would be great.
I think it'd be awesome.
I'm not sure I would consider burgers and buffalo wings as delicacies. Oh my
bro. God.
You have not been involved in burger and buffalo wing culture then, because holy shit, yes, there is so much snobbery in burgers and buffalo wings.
I can't even believe our character right now. Like, genuinely, even so, I was only introduced to buffalo wings when basically, I guess, like, changing from the snobby conservative, middle income bracket that I moved from when I moved to Colorado.
Yep.
Like, damn, because buffalo wings are apparently really fucking popular with a lot of people. Like, I have been impressed in my entire life of going, like, there's so many people who like so many things where I'd be like, why wouldn't you either go make this or go, like, to a fancy sit-down restaurant? Like, the whole idea of sports bars and crap has been wildly new to me.
I'm not sure I would consider that fancy. Oh, look at him! Dead pet.
Hamza is aware we shall never earn 5 stars with our cuisine, but we shall be the pinnacle of deep-fried foodstuffs.
Wait, if you're gonna deep-fry a hamburger, I need to see it.
I want to know. Damn, dude, like,
I have only seen one person deep-fry a hamburger, okay?
Chicken.
Chicken is amazing.
I mean, I don't mind fried chicken, but my biggest problem is I always feel like I'm eating, like, so much breading, usually.
It's way too much breading on most of it, and you really do, like, really nice fried chicken doesn't have too much breading, and it's really great. And anyone who's like really like has a family tradition of it is going to be like, either the crispy breading is why you eat it,
right,
or barely any breading, and it has this nice crunch on the outside, and it's about the chicken.
Right.
And it's like, but a lot of the restaurants that I've encountered really do. It's so quickly made and mass produced that it just has tons of breading stuck on it.
I know, and then you're like, where's my chicken I paid for?
I know, the chicken is too small.
Today, Hamza will oversee operations. Beyond this opening day, I leave you in the hands of my capable chefs and wait staff. By the way, you have support. You are not alone.
Right, and by that you mean also your like head chef and your kitchen, you know, basically like managerial kind of person, because I can't manage that stuff unless I know kitchens. I mean, but you'll be in touch, right? I'd hate to have you just jet off like to Istanbul, not Constantinople, and suddenly everything's on fire.
Well, it's gonna have to be on fire in the next one!
Yay!
So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or our Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!